Believe it or not, for me, sometimes when I need quiet time just to, in a way, relax, but like just dwell in my own headspace in a good way, I do yard work. I hope some of you guys can relate. But Saturdays, if it's nice and sunny out, springtime, all the way to like fallish, I like getting out there. I like mowing the lawn. I like trimming. And now that I got a few new toys, I like pressure washing. I don't know, it's very calming and relaxing. And when I was a kid, I used to see my father doing stuff around the house. And I always used to think like, oh man, I'm gonna hate that because it takes time out of your day. Boy, was I wrong. Like I really enjoy it. And yes, it does take time out of your day. But I don't know, there's just something soothing about it. I guess like seeing your own work, your own progress, like, I did this. I don't know, it's just relieving, actually. Sometimes what I like to do is art. I'll paint, I'll draw something. It just makes me feel good while I'm doing it. Here's another one. I'll probably build some Legos, but it has to be something new. It's not like I dig in a box and I just start building stuff, unless it's with my kids. But once in a blue, maybe once a year, like I'll probably buy like a little hot rod and just build it, or like a little Star Wars set, something small, nothing big, because I got literally have nowhere to put it. I'll probably put it like on a little shelf, but it's just so relaxing. Like stress and worries, they just fly out the window. It actually took me a while to realize these things, because back in like my 20s, like I didn't do that. I just dealt with like stress, and I especially didn't live in a house that I rented where I could do the yard work, because like the only house, well, actually, no. The two houses that I did live in was a townhouse, and another one was a house. There wasn't much yard work to do. One, the backyard we didn't have access to, so there was no point in mowing that. And, the rest was just concrete. There was no garage or anywhere to store, a lawnmower. And then when I was living in a townhouse, there was no shed or anything like that. So the landlord just literally hired a landscaper to come once a month to cut the grass and all. Other than that, I've been living in apartments, but now that I'm like living in a house, rented, but I still have to maintain the property. Like I started buying tools. I'm not gonna be paying for no landscaper every single month. It's a lot cheaper to just buy it and, do it yourself. But what's cool is I got to learn a lot of things. And, because of the very convenience of YouTube, which I like to call YouTube University, just being at your fingertips, I started looking things up. How do people do stuff? And it's so beneficial. It's very helpful. Like I've learned how to fix things on my car. Also with the help of a friend who used to be a mechanic. He would guide me in and tell me, yeah, you don't necessarily need what they're saying in the videos, because you come across like 5 different videos. Some of them are all saying something completely different. So he's like, yeah, you do need to do this, or you could get away with not doing it that way. It's all right. But it's cool, getting into this kind of stuff. Things that I didn't think I would have any experience in. It's a very interesting thing. Now, will I get tired of it? I don't know. Only time will tell. But if I'm anything like my father, I'm not going to get tired or bored of like doing yard work and all that. I mean, will I be physically tired, from like a hard week's work? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But like exhausted from the thought of it? Nah. I definitely like keeping it nice looking. Trimming the hedges. I had bought a hedge trimmer last year, and I was like, oh man, I gotta be really careful with this thing and not cut my fingers off. It's not that bad. Just, don't do anything stupid with it, because those bushes were getting out of control, and I'm definitely not trying to hear it from HOA. And I know like I'm a little all over the place right now, but kind of just wanted to touch on that whole, that headspace when you're just you just want to get like a little escape. I know everybody has their own thing. Everybody, has their own vice. I guess you need to do what you got to do to get through it. It's not a whole lot that I have to say right now. Just kind of wanted to get the ball rolling, with this conversation, because it is something that crosses my mind. So I feel like sharing it. My videos are not always gonna be long when it comes to this podcast on Wednesdays. They can be really short unless I really got something that I really need to express. It'll probably be a lot lengthier. I'm not gonna bore anybody. I don't want to just add on fluff. So let me know what you guys get into when you're overwhelmed or stressed out and you just want to escape, something that helps you relax and get your mind off things. And I definitely like to know what other people go through, especially around my age, in the late 30s, early 40s range. What are you guys up to? Let me know.